References. What is a reference or a reference list? According to the American Psychological Association, it is at the end of your paper and gives the necessary information to identify and retrieve each work cited in your writing. Your reference list is arranged alphabetically by the last name of the author of each reference. I like to think of references like the destination on the roadmap that your citations create. There should always be a reference that matches any citation you use. Pro tip: if you cite Smith 2015 5 times, only use one reference. There are 4 parts that make up a reference. Those parts are the author. This can include the author's last name and initials, or the organization name of who published the source. Next is the year or date published. For books and articles, you will typically only find that the year of publication is necessary, although you should note that for using digital resources like websites or blogs, that you will need to use the full date of publication if it is available. Third is the title of the work. This can also include the journal or newspaper title which published the work. Finally, the origin of the work. This is where you got it, either the publisher, URL, or DOI used for the source. Remember that for digital sources, use the DOI if it is available. Most databases will now include the DOI. If no DOI is available for your digital source, use a URL instead. We no longer need to include the retrieved from. You can simply paste the URL at the end of your reference, as in the example shown. If your source is a physical item, such as a book, include the publisher. This might be McNamara, Macmillan, etc. You no longer need to include the city that the work was published in. For sources that come from videos, seminars, or anything that is not printed, you'll also want to include the format of the source after the title in brackets. For example, video, seminar, personal communication. Another change in APA 7th edition is that we now include the sacred works in our references list. Previously, if you used a classical or sacred work, such as Homer's Odyssey or the Bible, you did not need to include the information in your references list. However, this has now changed. If you find yourself using a classic or sacred text, be sure to include it in your references. The library has information on how to craft those references, and you can always reach out to us.